गोइंग स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेलिस्ट में आज हमारे लिए खुशी का मौका है। हमारे आज यहाँ पर मेहमान हैं प्रोफेसर ताहिर महमूद साहब। Now Professor Tahir Mahmood is a very well known name as a very respected and eminent teacher. He's been associated at the apex level with the Minorities Commission, with the Human Rights Commission. He is a well-read author, jurist. His books are quoted, have been quoted a number of times in the Supreme Court. So thank you very much, Professor Tahir Mahmood Saab, for this interview, for the playlist Going Strong. My first question to you is, what prompted you to pursue a career in law teaching, and what would you consider as a milestone in this field?
My father was a practicing lawyer, and he was a leading lawyer of UP, and from early childhood I used to sit in his chamber and watch him talking to his clients, and also visited with him several courts, the High Court, Allahabad High Court branch in Lucknow, which was during that time it was the chief court of Awadh. So all those experiences from early childhood, they made me interested in law, and by the time I finished my 12th class and joined my graduation in Gorakhpur University in St. Andrews College, one of my main subjects was constitution. So I was taught comparative constitutions, and that further made me more interested in law. And so by the time I completed my graduation, I had made up my mind that I have to go into a legal career. At that time, the idea was to go into professional career of law, because my father was a lawyer. I came back to Lucknow, which is my hometown, and joined LLB in Lucknow University. But by chance, unexpectedly, when I completed my LLB, I stood first in the university. In a large batch, I was a very hard-working student, and this result stimulated me to go in for higher studies. And instead of going into the profession, I did take training, which was compulsory during those days, for about 6 months, and then decided that I will go to the academic side of law, teaching of law, research in law. I went to Aligarh Muslim University and did my masters from there. And while I was staying in Aligarh, I got a fellowship offer from London for research, and so I did my research work in various branches of law in the United Kingdom, in London, Oxford, and Cambridge, and then came back and settled in Delhi. And my first assignment was Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, where I was made Assistant Director of Legal Studies. 2 years later, I shifted to the Indian Law Institute, spent about 4 years there, then came to Delhi University, and in Delhi University I had a long inning of 3 decades, 30 years. I had another 3 years to go there, but then on the suggestion of my friend, founder of the Amity University, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, I decided to quit Delhi University, came to Amity University and set up there my own postgraduate and research institute in law. So these were the various milestones in my career. In between, for about 8 years, I was in the central government with ministerial ranks in various commissions. National Minorities Commission to begin with, then the National Human Rights Commission as an ex officio member, and then the Ranganath Mishra Commission for Minorities, and finally the Law Commission of India. And for more than 25 years, I have been the chairman of the legal panel of Government of India's National Council for Promotion of Urdu Language. So that has made me interested into what can be done and what should be done in respect of law in Urdu, so, and which is my mother tongue also. So I have been writing books and research papers and media articles in both the languages, English and Urdu. And I have now completed 60 years of my career, teaching and research career.
Now, in this 6 decades, you have really been going strong. So, what would you consider as the milestone? And connected with that, the other question that I would come to is that if you were to be in the driving seat of Indian legal education, what 3 main changes would you like to introduce?
Well, the first thing I would like to do, I will stop the 5-year law course. I think that students who come to study law after 12th class, they are too immature to study a complex subject like law, particularly because there is no subject taught in 11th or 12th class which would be a sort of a preparatory subject for going into a law career. They are very immature and too young to understand the complexities and nuances of law. I have always been dead against the 5-year law course, and I did, as the Dean of the Law Faculty in Delhi University, I never allowed this system to be introduced in DU. And when I decided to come to Amity, Dr. Chauhan, my founder president, wanted me to go to the Amity Law School as its chairman, but I said I was totally against 5-year law course. I said I will set up my own institute. If you want me here, I will set up my own postgraduate and research institute.
Now that is one. What are the other 2 changes that you would like to do?
The syllabi of LLB which the Bar Council has prescribed, that also in my opinion a bit defective. It prepares the students not for the legal profession. There is a very large cleavage between the professional side of the law and the academic side of the law. So I would like to
relook at that.
I want to revise the entire syllabus to make the students ready for a professional career.
And any other change that you would be happy to do that?
At the master's level, in Delhi University and in many other universities, they teach their students about 20 subjects and make them jack of all and master of none. So I did not introduce that system in the Amity University, and I want all universities to have master's degree courses in specialized subjects. You cannot study 20 subjects for a master's degree. So we have in Amity, I have introduced specialized courses for master's degree. We have LLM family law, LLM criminal law, LLM constitutional law and so on, but no general LLM.
And my next question would be to seek your views about the national law schools. Now they have been in existence for over 20 years, some of them. So what do you think about them?
To me, the very system seems to be very amusing and amazing. All the national law schools are state level bodies. How can a state level body be a national university or a national institute? And most of those universities have a few students, a very limited intake, and a few teachers, and it becomes National Law University. It's a misnomer. How can you call a state organization, a state educational institution as a national university? So we have nearly 20 national law schools in the country, in every state. I think this is wrong. And then with very funny names. The Bangalore Law School is known as the National Law School of India University.
You have very valid points in support of your view with regard to national law schools. That brings us to the end of the first video. In the next video, we will talk about your role and your position as an author. Thank you.